Hello and welcome to today's episode of Two Pigs in a Pod, a podcast for the people of Glazing by the people of Glazing. I'm your host, George, and a warm welcome back to today's guest. It's FOREL UK and Ireland's Brian McDonald. Welcome back to Two Pigs in a Pod, Brian. How are you?
George, I'm good, thank you. And you?
Yeah, really good, thank you. Yeah, just
Good.
getting through it, getting through the summer as I know you are, and yeah, great to
Yeah,
have you back on to talk. It's been a while since you're on, and I know a lot's happened, which we're going to go through now.
yeah. It's been an eventful year, to say the least, hasn't it?
Yeah. Well, we'll crack on. So, yeah, what's happened since your last? It's been probably about 12 to 18 months since your last on Two Figures in the Pod. Yeah, what's a
Yeah,
brief history of what's gone on?
we have been very busy work-wise, obviously, trying to just keep momentum going because the market hasn't been brilliant, as we all know, and
Yeah,
trying to convince people to spend a lot of money on machinery when the market is slow is difficult at the best of times. So we have really been trying to sell value and sell how you can actually make a machine help you as a business, etc. So the selling process is difficult sometimes at the best of times, but it's become very, very long-winded. But saying that, been busy. We've had a record year this year in terms of machinery sales. And we haven't finished yet. We've got Dusseldorf coming up soon in October, which is the main event for machinery in the world. So we're looking forward to that. We've had the emergence of thin triples into the market with some of the major manufacturers, which we all see. I've been involved in the GGF side of it, the capacity, so I sit on the board with the GGF now as well, looking at how all this is going to infiltrate the market, what it's going to mean. So, it's been a busy time because we've got a lot going on, both on the GGF side and with FOREL side, and a lot of it's crossing over. Keeping me busy.
Yeah, sounds it. You got too many hats, I think, to have on at the moment.
I've got a few others as well, but I won't go into them. Too many hats.
Yeah. What would you say is the biggest talking point out of all of them? Would you say that fin triples is the main thing you're talking about now? It's obviously it's in the market now, but would you say that is from a GGF and FOREL point of view the biggest and most thing you're talking about?
There's a few things. EN 1279 is being rewritten as we speak, and a lot of the things in EN 1279 were started before we started seeing thin triples coming into the market. So now we're having to look at how we involve that into the standards as well. But it is the biggest talking point without a doubt. And from two sides, you've got the side of the companies that have invested heavily for it and they see it as the future. And then you've got the other side of it where people have got some uncertainties about, is it safe? Does it work? How do we deal with thin glass? So it's a bit of a big melting pot at the moment. And from the GGF perspective, we've tried to say, okay, look, we need to really help the industry now and advise the industry and start going through each of these issues that people are talking about, the positives and negatives, and come up with hopefully some documentation that helps people move forward with it. But it's not going away. There's no doubt about that. We've sold five lines now into the UK. 2 are delivered, 3 are coming still, and they all are thin triple. They can do the thin triples. And then we've also got adaptation work onto existing machines for later, newer machines to have it done. We've got orders in for 2 of them to be done. So people are gearing up for it.
Yeah. Do you think that you said about allaying those fears of triple glazing and thin triples? Do you think that conversation is as you're going through it and having those conversations, they're becoming a bit easier because people are starting to see a bit more in the world of fenestration?
Yeah, but there's a lot of Chinese whispers as well. So everybody's got their own thoughts, and a lot of it's based on their own objectives as a business. Some people think it's a great idea. Some people think it's not a very good idea. And you're going to have that crossover for a period of time. There's no doubt about it. And that's why, again, we have to try as an industry, as a group of people, to make sure in an unbiased way that we just give the facts and the data and say, you can do this, you can't do that. And that's, with my GGF hat on, that's what we're trying to do. But there's no doubt about it. We have Fit Show next year. This is Pigs.
Yeah.
Fit Show next year, we have a stand double the size we had last time, and it's all going to be centered on thin triples because it's the talking
Nice.
point. Uh,
Yeah.
so yeah, there is. It's not going anywhere. We obviously, as a machinery manufacturer, think it's great because it gives us another sales point, another sales pitch. You look at
Yeah.
our lines; it's a standard line that we just upgrade, so it's hardly any uplift in cost, but
Okay.
it's improving the businesses. So yeah, that's without getting into any more sales today. I'm not doing any more of that. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm
But
fed
do
up
you,
of doing so.
yeah. Well, you mentioned pigs, and obviously you're on a pigs podcast. But do you think when those sort of questions are being asked and you're having those conversations, that actually the relationship you have with people that you've obviously had with for many years actually
Hmm.
helps to allay those fears that they know you, that you're not trying to sell them a dud, basically. You're coming from a friend point of view with some of them, or a relationship that you've built over many years. Do you think that actually helps those conversations?
Yeah, without a doubt. I've known a lot of people in the industry now for the whole of the few years I've been in it. I'm not going to say years.
Yeah.
And some people do they trust you. You've built up a relationship over many many years. But I think with both hats on, because I've got to be totally unbiased in the GGF perspective.
Yeah.
That is goes without saying.
Yeah.
Because of both of those ways of looking at it, you have to be able to at least go out there and give the truth and not try and spin it to make it work for you.
Yeah.
Um, and in fairness, it wouldn't be fair if you did. I mean, I couldn't, hand on heart, go out and try and sell somebody a machine that I thought they're never going to use that. That's a waste of time. Yeah, I suppose a lot of it is relationships and people that you built up trust with, and it seems to help both of us, shall we say, when we're looking at new machinery.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. And like you said, FOREL is you've been around it for a while, but FOREL's been around for 50 years, which obviously,
Yeah,
if people
this
that have
year.
seen on social media and whatnot, like how did it feel for the company to be 50 years old? Not everyone gets to that age as a company, so it's a pretty big
No, it's
milestone to
big.
hit.
It is, and there's a few of us at the moment, some of the long-established machinery companies that are around that sort of age group, and even some of the big fabricators. But yeah, 50 years this year. We had a big event at headquarters. We invited guests from
Yeah,
all over the world. We had a small contingent from the UK that came over, but it was all about saying thank you to people that have been with us through the journey. Some of
yeah,
them more recently than others. Uh, but it was a very, very nice experience for anybody that came over. And we've been doing other things as well in the background. We had an open event for UK visitors earlier in the year that we did some special deals based on the 50th year as well.
nice.
So yeah, it's been very, very good. And 50 years, as you say, it's a long time to be in industry, and to be where we are as a business in industry after that period of time as well is big, because the company's just
Nice.
grown and grown and grown, and has big objectives now going forward. So
Yeah,
yeah,
nice.
it was good.
And how did it feel for you? Obviously, you've been a big part of that. But how did it feel to you for a company reaching that big milestone?
Good, because I remember going to FOREL 20 years ago when I was in the manufacturing side and facility unit side of it, and looking at
Yeah,
machinery, and it was a very impressive place then. But when I went and joined them, and now I've seen the growth over the last 2 years, we've doubled the factory in size basically since I joined.
nice.
It is just a different level now.
Yeah,
So yeah, and it just shows the family's vision, what they want to do, and it is still a family-owned business. They're very passionate about what the business is about, what the products come out of it, about innovation, about new technology, and it shows because in these events, and also the promises going forward and what we're doing as a business.
yeah, yeah.
So
And
I'm
what?
very proud to be part of it.
Yeah, nice. And what do you think was some of the secrets to that longevity? Like we said, not every company reaches that milestone, but obviously you've known about FOREL for a long time, worked with them now. What would you think are their secrets? Do you think it is that family owned side of things, that there's still that passion from within the family to create, keep going, and keep building for the future?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, a lot of it also is just down to listening and adapting.
Yeah,
A lot of companies, if they're based in one country, they will probably first and foremost look at their local market and say, yeah, this is what we do,
Yeah.
and they might not want to change because of that. But with the engineers, the people at FOREL, they have looked at all the markets and the best innovation, the best ideas, and taken those. And sometimes it's been a risk. Like Superspace, it was the UK really that was the first area that took it on
Yeah.
many years ago. Now it's what most people do, and obviously with the other products coming online, like with Thermoflex as well. It's becoming a big part of our industry now for Spacer Bar.
Yeah.
But again, that was a leap of faith, and that's what the family have done. And because of that, because they do it right, we've got to where we are.
Yeah, nice. And do you think that reaching 50 years, maybe not from your point of view, but from the business point of view, makes you reflective of those years, or does it make you even more hungry to keep going and keep going, building the
Oh
firm?
yeah, it's got to be built. I mean, we're always looking at what's next.
Yeah,
We've got the show coming up in Germany, which is the big launch for. There'll be something else
yeah,
new.
okay,
For instance, we are always looking at what can be improved in a factory, save manpower, save time, make flow better. We will always look for those things that people are asking for, and we listen. And these customer events that we have are very much part of that, because we give our customers a chance to talk to us and say, how can we improve it? What can we do better? And
yeah.
yeah, and that's how we work. That's how they keep on moving forward.
Yeah, yeah, it's quite a skill, isn't it, to listen, I guess, to actually step back and just to listen to what your customers. It's not always easy to do that when you're trying to run a business and run a successful business, but to actually,
Mm.
it sounds like FOREL are very much that listening. They take it everything on board, whether it's positive, negative, whatever it is,
Yeah,
and actually work with customers. Do you think that's
yeah,
a main sort of strength of FOREL's, is that that ability to
yeah,
listen
yeah.
and
Without a
take it on
doubt,
board?
without a doubt. Yeah, and if you look at some of the innovations we've had recently, a lot of them happen sometimes because we've put a machine into a company and they've worked with it for 6 months and went, "That's great," but
Yeah,
and then 2 or 3 months later you'll see us scurrying back to site again. So we've done something about that. We've modified
yeah,
something. We've made it work better, and that's how we work. And it's great.
yeah,
It's so refreshing to do that rather than all the red tape that you do get sometimes in some massive corporations. There isn't. It's pretty much I've got a direct line to Ricardo, who's my fellow director in the UK, but also the owner of the business. And
yeah.
if we have any ideas or thoughts, we're on the phone to each other. What do you
Nice.
think? Should we do that? Yes, good
Yeah.
idea. Or no, Brian, stop talking like that. So yeah, but it works both ways. It's great.
Yeah. Nice. And you mentioned earlier about being at Fit Show next year. Obviously, you got the show coming up this year, but yeah, Fit Show
Yeah.
next year. Why is it important for FOREL to be at the show?
Well, we took a leap of faith on that one as well, because there's no machinery manufacturers.
Yeah.
Ourselves and Hegler turned up at the last one, and there was a big announcement because Regency Glass at the time had just signed all of their orders now to, get the
Yeah.
machinery and do everything, which was amazing. Amazing story for the show itself. But we went there because we obviously have the technology to do this sort of glass, to show not just sealed unit manufacturers, but everybody else attending, the installers, specifiers, that, there is another option now and you need to know about it. And we had people visiting the show looking for us, even though we were, tucked away behind everybody else. We were constantly busy.
Nice.
So I made the decision pretty much as soon as, well, the last day of the show, I saw Nikki and I said, we need to do this again.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. But this time we're at the front as you walk in now, in one of the main entrances with a big stand. We're still trying to decide exactly what we're going to put on it, but the same message will be innovation, technology, triple thin units. We may even bring a machine over. We're contemplating that at the moment.
Nice.
So yeah, it'll be something special.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds it. And what does, obviously, FOREL being a worldwide business, what does the Fit Show mean for FOREL as the wider business?
A lot. If you look at our subsidiaries, we have FOREL North America, we have FOREL Northern Europe in Dusseldorf, we have FOREL UK, and they're the three main focuses
Yeah.
of the group.
Yeah.
And for us not to really have any exhibitions or anything, it's not frowned upon because there's nothing we can do about it. But if we didn't take the opportunity to exhibit when there is an opportunity, then that would be frowned upon.
Yeah.
So over the last 2-3 years now, I've made sure that we are at many events or places that we can be to make sure the brand and the name is there.
Yeah.
And now we've got a show which is hopefully moving a little bit towards glass manufacturing as well, or at least supporting it and making a lot about it.
Yeah.
Then we should see hopefully more visitors coming in from the manufacturing side, which will help the show, help us, and hopefully grow a show for the UK again, because it's something that we've been missing as the glass side of it for some time now.
Yeah, yeah. And do you think those face to face you mentioned about people coming to your making a beeline to your stand at last year's show?
Yeah.
Do you think those face to face conversations, those networking, as we're on a PiGs podcast, are more
Yeah.
important than ever? When you said about the industry being tough at the moment, do you think that is the face to face conversations are right at the top of importantness?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. We can do so much over social media. We can put everything out there. But sometimes when you're standing there with somebody that has got some genuine concerns, and he can
Yeah,
talk to you, she can talk to you and say, "Is this the right way?"
yeah.
We might not always be right. I might have a different opinion, but at least we can talk about it.
Yeah, it's hugely important, isn't it? Being able to have that open conversation, and I think that's where our industry does really well. That you can be speaking to a competitor, you can be speaking to a friend or someone that works with one of your customers, but the conversation is always honest. It's always open,
Yeah,
and yeah, it doesn't really matter who you are as long as you're part of the industry. We kind of all band together as such, especially when times are a bit tough.
yeah, yeah. And you need that as well, even with your competitors. We're all, you know, we're in the same market. We're all working against each other, but together. And sometimes, you go to these events and you get a chance to sit down and reflect a little bit on, things that haven't been so good, but things that they're improving. And
Yeah,
generally, okay, there's not been that many success stories at all over the last year or so in our sector, but looking at things coming out of the woodwork now and information you get from things like Glazing Summit, from GGF, everything else, and being part
yeah,
of this networking circle, there are things which look a bit more positive. We
yeah,
just got
yeah.
to keep the faith now and hopefully see through the end of this year and see some improvement and go into a better 2027.
Yeah, nice. And speaking of the future, what does the next 12 months look like for FOREL? Is it obviously you've mentioned about the shows, but is there anything else on the horizon that you're allowed to speak about at the moment?
To be honest with you, there isn't anything major, because all I'm looking at the moment now is how we can work with the market in the state that it's in to make sure that we've had a good year. I want to do the same next year.
Yeah,
And we have to be very, very agile, creative, fast on your feet to do that, and be very, very much there for everybody in the industry. Get the word out, tell people what we're doing. And I think a lot of it will be dictated by standards, things that we are involved in from my side, from both sides, GGF and from FOREL. So, yeah, who knows? Ask me this time next year, I'll tell you.
yeah. Well, that was actually the next question. What does success look like for you? If you come on again for your third appearance on the Two Pigs and Pods, and what is, I guess, from both sides, from FOREL and GGF, is there things that you've got in mind that you
Yeah,
think that would be a success? I know you probably don't want to put them on a podcast, but if you've got stuff in mind that you think,
yeah.
if we're there by the end of next year, say we'll be in a good place.
We have on both scores. We're working on things as FOREL that are very much service based and customer support based, which will help even more in terms of diagnostics and how we improve the lead time to do things like that. And a lot of it's AI generated, so we've got some big strides going forward for that. In terms of GGF, we are looking at how we can get more people involved. A lot of people have mixed feelings about the GGF because of experiences in the past. It's
Yeah,
not like that anymore.
yeah,
And my
no,
job as SME representative on the board is to go out there and tell people we want to listen to you and take what you're saying on board.
yeah,
and the GGF will support you and will help you. There's a lot going on with people going out checking on various things in the industry at the moment, as we all know, without going into too much detail on that. And again, that is being discussed with us at the board level.
Nice.
And we'll also have parliamentary receptions, which I'm going to another one in a few weeks, where we're trying to raise the glass industry, the profile of the glass industry, to make sure that people understand what we're trying to do and the help that we need to do that. So there is a lot going on. And this time next year, I'd like to think we've accomplished some milestones and we've moved forward on some things.
Nice. And do you think that is with, you spoke about the parliamentary receptions, do you think above the GGF and above our industry are starting to understand us a bit more?
Oh, yeah,
I think it's slow, but do you think it is moving in the right direction?
Definitely moving in the right direction. And we've got a lot of thanks to certain people within the organisation that have really helped to facilitate that, like Chris. He and others there have got us to a degree now where the government are coming to us now and asking us questions.
Amazing.
So that's step one. Now we've got to become more involved in the day-to-day and the future in terms of what's happening with the industry, and work with the government to actually make sure that it's not just about you've got a board there, but that everybody feels part of an organisation that filters down the information to everybody to make sure that everybody's aware of what they should be doing. And at the moment, there's a lot of, I don't know how I should do this, he does that, and it's helping the industry to come together a bit better. And I'm playing a part in that, and I'm very proud to be able to do that.
Yeah. Well, long way to continue. I think, it feels like something is changing. Like I said, albeit maybe slowly, but the better connected I think we all are together from top to bottom, and I think installers will play a major part in that. The better our industry looks overall, and better understanding right at the top.
So better we're respected as well. Well, there has been a tendency to look at the glass side of the world, if you want to call it that, or in terms of standards and everything else. Oh, they're there.
Nice. Yeah.
Now it's becoming a lot more involved in terms of, we all know about Grenfell. We all know that a lot of things had to change after that. And, we then were more involved automatically because they had to talk to somebody. Now it's become a different playing field where they are actually talking to us to look for the way forward, advice. You are the people who know this industry. What do you think?
Yeah.
What I need to do then, or what we need, is then the people in the industry to tell us, because it doesn't just come down; it has to go up the pipeline as well. And we need to have that feedback. We need to have voices from people who will, they've got their opinion, and we need to know what they think.
Yeah.
So my job in that sense is to make sure that those people are involved, they have a voice, and that we get as many of these voices together, and we then go and lobby government and say we think we need to look at doing this.
Yeah, nice. And lastly, to bring it back to FOREL, who do you want to hear from in the next 12 months? So, for both maybe people that can reach out to you that might not have reached out to you before, or people that may want to come to Fit Show next year and see your stand. Who are the people that your people that you're looking for?
Oh,
to? Your 1 minute sales pitch.
My 1 minute sales pitch. I don't even need that. I don't think. Look, I think there is some still very big players in the market that, for whatever reason, haven't really taken FOREL as seriously as they might have done if they actually knew what we do and they knew what the business was about. And what I've done on social media, what I've been trying to do in terms of these sort of things, is get the message out. Just come and see us, talk to us, have a look. And everybody that's been out to the factory and the open events have, people we've not worked with before, we've had orders placed by them saying we didn't know, we just didn't know. So that's my ongoing mission, to put us at the top where we deserve to be. We're there for machine quality technology, but also the way we look after our customers, listening, innovation, doing what people want us to do, rather than just thinking, no, that's not the right way. So my message will be that, that's where I want to look at.
Nice. Well, thanks very much, Brian. The main part of the podcast is done, so we're going to move on to our this or that round. So it was different to what you did before. It's just an easy question, and you just this or that, and first thing that comes to your head.
Okay.
So the first one is: do you prefer being in the office or out on the road?
Out on the road.
Nice. Are you more of an innovative person or like tradition?
Innovative in it, that one.
That I nearly struggled with that
That's why
as
the teeth just
well. Would you say you're an early starter or a late finisher?
early starter.
City break or countryside?
Countryside.
Routine or variety?
Variety.
Okay. Would you say you're a glass half full person or a glass half empty?
Half full. Depending on what day of the week it is.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, head or heart? What would you say you are, a head or heart person?
I'd like to say head, but I think it's both. To be honest with you, again,
Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of things have happened this year, which have been difficult. So sometimes you can't always be
yeah,
100% focused.
yeah. Room for both.
Yeah,
Are you a one big goal type of person or lots of small wins to get you there?
lots of small wins.
Yeah. Being hands on or stepping back?
Hands on, definitely.
Trying something new or perfecting what you know?
Oh, a bit of both, because we
Okay.
have to always keep on improving on what we know, and that's then brings you on
Yeah.
to something new sometimes.
Yeah. Would you say you're an introvert or an extrovert?
Extrovert, definitely.
And lastly, and I think I might know the answer to this one, or might maybe not. Would you prefer live? If you had to pick one, would you prefer live sport or live music?
Live music.
Nice, nice. I thought with your Coventry hat on,
Oh
you'd
yeah,
choose live sport.
I'd love to say that, but yeah, okay, probably a bit of both in that sense, because it's an honour to be back in the Premiership, being a Coventry fan. But
Yeah.
I think as well, I do like live music. So if you wanted to ask me how I'd relax, go and see Coventry, I'll probably be biting my fingernails off. So that's not going not going to help me. Where if I go and listen to some music, then obviously I'm in a different place. So yeah.
Yeah. Nice. And for the last part of the podcast, obviously, last time you did something different, so we like to mix it up a little bit. So for the end part, we like to get guests that are returning to the podcast to actually suggest people that might be good for our podcast. You know, they might come on and they might never come on because we've put it on a
Because I put
podcast.
your
So
name out there, and
yeah,
they're
it
going to
scares them right
listen.
off. So yeah, if you've got one or two ideas of people that you think might be really good to get on the podcast.
Well, there's a few people that I think that I'd like to.
Yeah, there.
You've got to be quite politically correct, because I can't be sort of with the supply chain always
Yeah.
like so. There's so, but if you look at that, you've got Mark Hickox and Tony Palmer. They're
Yeah.
two great people.
Yeah, yeah.
They're both well spoken in the industry. In terms of customers, people that have got some really good ideas, and people that I think have got, looking at the future, is Regal Ed. Those guys, they bought a line to do a certain thing, but they're looking to the future for it as well.
Yeah.
So definitely Guy. I mean, Guy can talk anyway
Yep.
about lots of things. So they were the people that I'd like to listen to see what they had to say.
Yeah, nice. Well, you're the second person. We've done this twice now. We've done it with Nikki from Fit Show, and she also
Yeah,
mentioned Guy as well. So no pressure, Guy, if you're listening to this.
there's the victim. There's the next one.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thanks very much, Brian, for joining us and rejoining us for Two Pigs in the Pod. It's great to have you back on and hearing what's been going on, and obviously everything for the future.
Yeah, thanks, George. It's been a pleasure, and well done, you guys as well. It's good to see where you're all going with this as well. Exactly the same as what
Thank
we're
you.
thinking.
Yeah, really appreciate it. And having someone like yourself and FOREL UK and Ireland being part of it, yeah, it makes it even better.
Good.
Perfect. Well, thanks again to Brian, and thanks for everyone for listening. As you know, you can find this episode and all our previous ones on our website, www.peopleinglazing.co.uk, on our YouTube channel at People in Glazing Society, and also available to download on Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcasts. And whilst you're there, please don't forget to like and subscribe to make sure you never miss an episode. So thanks again for tuning in, and see you for another episode soon.